I'll tell you a little story about not stretching too thin to the point where something breaks. I'm Eric. This is Freestyle Philosophy. Today I will discuss a principle for scooter riding, for not reaching too far when you're not supposed to, for pushing past the point of breaking, the point of no return, when you really don't feel like it. I'm a scooter rider. I'm 21 years old from Norway, and I use this platform to freestyle and discuss philosophy, which is to me practical ideas, methods, and tactics and strategies to improve yourself, especially for scootering, and developing a better mindset and a better mind to improve and progress. And so yesterday, I'll give you a little background first. In Norway, in wintertime, it's currently March. It is still not possible to ride outside due to all of the snow. And it's kind of a bit boring because you have to ride the same parks all the time and you have to adapt your schedule to whenever the parks are open and traffic and driving to the park, which takes some time. And so I got to the park, which is an hour away, at, I'd say, 13:30 in the middle of the day. That's 1:30 p.m. I think, yeah. And I kind of in the winter, because the short days tend to get these couple hours of tiredness and sort of little energy in the middle of the day where I should just honestly nap. But I went either way, and the obstacles or the small challenges kind of stacked upon the last, because the park, it's seriously warm in there, and it is a bit annoying because your eyes get really sore and you get tired when you ride. So already being a bit tired when you get there from the car ride and whatnot, and then going inside and it's so warm and it's the air is kind of a bit thick, and so you just get more tired and you start realizing that riding today at this time might not be the best idea, but you still go ahead. And I was just going to practice some basic stuff, some front boards and some back lips in the half pipe, to just work on the basics and drill the basics. And because I kind of suck at those two tricks, whatever. Thing is, I did it, and I started to feel like it was harder yesterday than it is all other days, to sort of drill and do it again and again. And I had some weird mistakes that I shouldn't do. You know, those mistakes you do when you know, okay, I don't have a lot of focus today for whatever reason. And so you might start reflecting on the signs that show up and think, okay, maybe it's not a good idea to push too hard now, but I did. And one thing led to another, and I had this stupid fail where I kind of dropped in with my scooter sideways and after the trick and hit my knee pretty hard. So I got a swollen knee, and now I have 2 swollen knees because my other knee was already injured. And the point of this story is that why should you push past temporary, let's call them limits, because this is not a limit. I can write a lot better pretty much every other day. And of course, there are some plateaus that you have to push past, but you kind of know when and where you should do it. And this was not one of those days. This was one of those days where an easy trick is hard. And you make stupid mistakes because of lack of focus or energy, which you usually don't. And so when that starts to happen, I feel like you should kind of listen to yourself, your body, and not push too hard for some stupid reason. Because in those moments, I kind of tend to get really stubborn with myself and not stop until I get whatever easy thing that is hard that day. And usually it results in either me getting frustrated and not enjoying the writing, or me getting injured. And it has happened so many times, and I still make the same stupid mistake. So I wanted to explore this little story and this little challenge that I keep having, and I haven't seemed to learn properly from. And maybe you can relate. Maybe you can learn from my failures and apply this to yourself. Because some days you feel amazing and you can push past a lot of thresholds and learn new tricks and get better at certain lines and whatnot. And then other days, for whatever reason, often I feel like it's due to exhaustion, whether it be mental or physical. A lot of the time it's because of mental exhaustion, poor sleep, poor recovery. And at those times you should adapt to how you feel to a certain extent, of course, because there is a point where you do too little. But I feel like on those days you should adapt to your state and ride within your ability that day, so that you don't injure yourself and do something stupid that will impede your ability to ride properly the next day. Because this is my issue that keeps coming up. I am so focused on the moment and the feeling of having to get the thing that is hard that day, that usually isn't, that it makes it harder to ride the next day properly, even though the next day I might have more focus and have recovered better. And that's the point of my contemplation, I guess, today, because today I don't feel like I maybe shouldn't ride because my knee isn't completely well, but still I feel like I should go ride. And that's a difficult feeling too. And so you should really learn to observe yourself and to be your own worst and best critic, so that if you're starting to do something stupid, like me trying to push past a temporary threshold because I am tired, if I start doing this, I kind of have to start observing myself and see what stupid actions I am taking. Because a lot of the time we are so captured in the moment and so narrow-minded that we can't see or think clearly at all. And it's not until after the session that you gain this sort of perspective and clarity. This happens to me when I'm like doing some school stuff or studying or editing or something. I get if something is difficult, I get so narrowed into the moment when I'm doing it that I start having like this mini midlife crisis and rethinking everything, just overthinking and getting frustrated and losing focus, yet still being extremely narrowed on the challenge I'm facing. But then a couple of hours later or a day later, when you have gained perspective and detached, as Jocko Willink talks about, then you see clearly, and you can kind of see the lesson that you learned from that hard experience. And so taking distance when things are hard, I think is paramount for improving your writing. Because if you can, for example, in my case, when you have these sessions, if you can push yourself and control yourself to take some distance and some perspective, then you can see that today might not be your day. You can still write and have fun and play with simple techniques, but not to the point that you exhaust or burn out, so that you are ready to write properly tomorrow. And that is so hard to see clearly or even believe when you're in one of these sessions. But if you can detach and see things from a greater perspective and think long term, whether that be for tomorrow or for a week or a month, whatever, that is definitely going to help those hard sessions when you really can't write properly. Because I've had a lot of those sessions lately for whatever reason. Maybe because of winter, probably. And so it feels nice to kind of step back and gain perspective. And so then you can kind of see things clearly. Now, that's really all I had for today. This is just me getting my thoughts in order, to be honest. Because yesterday's session was just a stupid work practice. I didn't get much done, and I didn't feel like it because I went at a stupid time at a park that wasn't ideal to ride that day, and pushed past some obstacles that I might not have been so wise to push past, and now I'm suffering the consequences. I'm sure we all have these days, these sessions, these workouts, these bouts of study and school where we're so narrow-minded and everything is hard, and hard to the point that you sort of can't make it work properly because you're exhausted. And then it's better to just take a step back, I think. But only in moderation, because if you do it too much, then it becomes a habit of laziness, and you don't want that. You do want the habit of pushing yourself and consistent self-discipline, which I'm constantly working on. But yeah, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this little freestyle impromptu video, or recording, I should say, because I don't have my camera equipment as I'm traveling, and I don't have my mic either, but I hope the audio is okay enough for you to listen, and I hope you enjoyed this, got something from it. Maybe you can learn from my stupid mistakes and don't make the same choices in these heated moments. And I'll leave you with that. I hope you enjoy these episodes and these videos, whether you are checking them out on YouTube or on Spotify or wherever you get this. So yeah, I'm Eric. This was Freestyle Philosophy, and I'll hear or see you in the next episode. Peace, guys.